The new BKFC welterweight champion Austin Trout is joining me today. Austin, what's up, man? How are you? Congratulations.
Thank you, Jesse. I'm good, man. I'm happy. I'm
Yeah,
feeling like a brand new man.
absolutely. Just an awesome performance. It was pretty much domination start to finish. And you left the fight without any damage. It's pretty clean battle for you overall. Just how you feeling about your performance and how the fight went down with Luis?
And I'm feeling good about the performance. Of course, it gets better. Uh, you know, this is only my second bare knuckle fight. I learned a lot in the first one, learned even more in the second one, and the third one, I'm just gonna get better at it.
Yeah, it seems just to me, I was posting Inside Fighting Instagram about you, and I wrote Austin Trout was made for bare knuckle boxing. It was just like feels like you were like it clicked. I don't know. I was watching. I
Yeah,
was just like I just feel like I personally was watching you thinking this is probably the best boxer in bare knuckle. Would you agree with that?
I would definitely agree with that. And
Yeah.
then I also wanted to put a claim out there that I'm just the best bare knuckle fighter out there. I'm looking to take that spot. Luis was the number one pound for pound guy. I dispatched him easily. And instead of giving me that pound for pound title, they gave that to the Juggernaut, which okay, I get it. Two-weight class champion. But all right, let me see what I can do in my third, fourth, fifth, and sixth fight.
Do you feel a little were you did that bother you a little bit? Did that piss you off a little bit?
No, no, not at all. I'm gonna get my dues,
Yeah.
in due time.
I mean, it just even I'm pretty. I don't know who said it, but even it might have been David Feldman who even said like some of the things that you were doing in there. You don't see a lot in BKFC fights. I mean, it was like just the way you were using your jab, just everything. It was high level boxing. It was really impressive to watch. So you're the champion now, which obviously the target's on your back. Um, who's any thought to like what's next for you? Who's next? I mean, because there's got that was a big fight. That was a big name fight for BKFC, but it's like who are the other options right now for you that interest you that could potentially be like a that you feel like is a worthwhile title fight?
Well, I mean, who's the number one contender at 65? Because I think I need to deal with that. I know there's people that are upset about me jumping the line, so let me take care of that line, and then it's time for the big money fight. What's a big name fight? Eddie Alvarez is a name that I like.
Okay.
He's in my weight class. He's around my weight class. Everyone is talking about Perry. Perry's he's a bit bigger, but that's a task that I'm not afraid to take on. But I think I would rather Eddie Alvarez first and then Mike Perry. Something
Okay.
like that.
So I like that because obviously that is what I have to ask you about. If I'd be remiss to not ask you about Mike Perry with BKFC. It's
Yeah,
obviously he is the biggest star that BKFC has, but I mean you're climbing the ranks right now, and you're probably there. Like it would say this: Perry is their most popular fighter, where you're the most qualified fighter. I'm like trying to
yeah, I like that. I like that. I
frame
take
it in a
that.
right way, and it's a fight that really interests me. Now, it is a weight class difference. So how would you see that fight happening? Now, you mentioned Eddie Alvarez. I want to get back to that. How would you see the Perry fight happening? Would have to be like at 175? Like what do you think would have to
Yeah,
happen?
I think it would have to be at 175, and I believe he's fought there before. So yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
that's too much of an ask. He's the champion at 185, correct?
He's the king of violence. I don't know if he's I gotta
Okay,
yeah. Yeah.
okay.
I gotta
Yeah,
look that up.
bad
Yeah.
mother. Yeah, okay.
Right, right, right.
Um, so yeah, if whatever, because I want that belt too, though.
Yeah.
What I'm
Oh, so
saying?
you're coming for the king of violence belt
I
too.
want that belt too. So we'd have to see where we meet at. But 175 sounds good to me. And to be honest, 165 is out of my weight class. I usually fight around 155.
Right.
But again, I can put on about 10 more pounds of muscle. That's just gonna be bad for them.
Right. So, how would you see a fight with Perry? I mean, Perry's got to be like the most, that's the big money fight, in,
Right.
in BKFC right now. How does a fight with you and Perry go? How would you see him as a matchup?
Well, okay, so Perry, he's not about his finesse game. He's really just about taking shots and giving shots. Well, the way I see it is that he will just be taking shots and he would never catch me with any of those shots that he thinks he's going to give. So, as long as he can take it, it's just going to be 5 rounds of a bloodbath. Because I'm not going to be there for none of that shit he's going to be bringing after I pepper him with 6, 7 shots.
Hit, don't get hit.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I hope that that feels like a matchup that's trending in that direction. I hope that you guys could figure out the weight. But Eddie Alvarez, that's obviously super interesting because, he fought Perry. He went up a few weight classes to fight Perry. He's a natural
Yeah.
155er in the UFC. So he's obviously, he knows that. That's a really interesting fight because, I know that Alvarez, he might have fractured his orbital bone in his last fight, so the recovery time might be a little different. But is that a fight that's been discussed, or is that just something that you're targeting?
It's just something I'm thinking about looking at the landscape. I
Yeah,
think, like I said, Tony Soto was the number one guy that a lot of people said should have gotten the title shot. So I'll fight him. And then,
right.
while Alvarez is healing up, take on Alvarez and all roads lead to Perry as long as he's still the guy. I mean, depending on how I whoop Perry, I'll be calling out the juggernaut next.
Oh wow, I love it. I love it. By the way, Conor McGregor, his drink sponsored the event, right? If I'm
Yeah,
not,
yeah, Irish Stout, yeah.
what do you think about Conor and his involvement in BKFC? Have you had any contact with him at all, or is it just
No, no contact, but he's very interested, and he shows up to a lot of the fights. And
right?
I don't know, man. I think they're because the BKFC is growing. They're just one growth spurt away from locking in a Conor McGregor fight.
I mean, there's somebody that's close to your weight class. If they bring in Conor McGregor and they're like, "Yo, Conor, we want you to challenge for the welterweight title," I mean, that's got to
Uh,
be something that interests you, right?
I'll definitely whoop him worse than Floyd did.
Wow, wow.
Definitely,
Okay.
definitely whoop him worse than Floyd did. That'd be great for my legacy as well.
He has said that he's interested in bare knuckle. I mean, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. He seems to love it. I mean, geez, that just popped into my head. That's got to be. I mean, that's got to be
Child
on David
McGregor,
Feldman's mind too, right?
hopefully, because like I said, there's nobody that's really messing with me in this bare knuckle. And the more fights I get, the better I'm getting.
Right.
So if they want a chance, they better hurry up and get it now before I really get into my bag.
Love it. Greatest names in boxing going at it in bare knuckle. I was curious, what would you think if Mike Tyson and Tyson Fury fought in bare knuckle? Who would come out victorious?
Uh, Tyson Fury because he's got the height and age difference. But in their
No, if they met
primes,
in their primes, if they met
oh,
in their primes.
well, yeah, I think Mike would get him just
He-
because I know Tyson Fury ain't got a chin. That's a rough one though.
yeah,
That's a tough one. But I think Iron Mike got it. Although I have said before that Tyson Fury is probably one of the greatest heavyweights of all times that we've ever
right.
seen. He
What
was
did you
so
think of his
big.
cut, by the way? What did you think of that? Him pulling out of the fight?
Well, he's postponing the fight, and I think it's
Right,
legit. Otto Wallen was the reason why that cut probably happened again because he split his shit open.
right.
Um, it's unfortunate, but safety first.
Yeah. Who do you got in the Joshua versus Ngannou fight coming up?
Well, man, on paper it should say Joshua, but I think I'm learning my lesson not to doubt Ngannou.
Yeah.
You
Do you
know,
think he's legit? Like, do you think he's a legit boxer?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
because like what I'm trying to tell people, Tyson Fury is one of the greatest heavyweights
Yeah.
of all time that we get to see right now. They're going to talk about this man long time from now. How big he is, how fast he is, how slick he is, just how good he is. And I don't care if he was out of shape or not. For Ngannou, who had no boxing experience, to come in there and do what he did with Tyson Fury, again, out of shape or not, it really shouldn't matter. Tyson Fury has the experience and has the size of it, everything. Um, so yeah, Ngannou must be the real deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, Austin, congratulations, the new welterweight champion at BKFC. I couldn't be happier for you. It was a great fight, great performance, and cannot wait to see what happens next, my man.
Hey, thank you so much, bud.
Yeah.